So John Piper had three eschatology pastors on talking about the end times of the millennium. And one of them asked the question how they figure that there is going to be nations worth deceiving in the millennium. And I would like to take that topic on right now because my fellow premillennialists didn't have an answer to that question. My answer to that question is my answer is we will be making babies during the millennial reign. That the will not be taken or given in marriage during the resurrection. That could be the second resurrection, or that could be immediately of the resurrection. But they wouldn't be given to in marriage anyway because the law is only applicable to someone during their life. Once someone dies, they are freed from the penalties. They're freed from the laws in terms of like you're no longer married to somebody. You're no the obligations that are temporal, such as you are married to someone until you die. Well, you when you die, you cease being married to them. That's why you're no longer an adulterer if you marry after your husband or wife dies. So there will be so the whole question about the Levirate marriage that Christ was dealing with, it's not about no one getting married again because that goes in the face of Ezekiel and the Zadok priesthood are going to be married again, two virgins, which means that a couple things. The temple is going to be reinstated. The Levites will be there. Okay, Zadok priesthood are Levites. Christ will reign from that millennial temple, and he will be as a launderer's soap, as a furnace, refining the Levites so they give proper sacrifices during the 1,000 year reign. What I was kind of saddened over from my premillennial brother is that there was no mention of Ezekiel or the answer to this question. Now, a lot of people throw in, like we're only destined to die once. Well, not according to from that's from Job and from that's later quoted in Hebrews. Well, not exactly if you read from Revelations 20. There is two resurrections and two deaths. Be the blessed be are those who share in the first resurrection. The second death has no power over them, but they will be priests of God and of Christ and will reign with him for 1,000 years. There are two deaths and two resurrections of the believer. So during the 1,000 year reign, people will die. People will mourn over someone who dies over 100 years, but you know that's the minimum in terms of your life expectancy, and people will mourn if you die over 100 years. Only 100 years. I'm sorry for saying 1,000 years. 100 years. And so we have the church age, the tribulation. Then we have a fight, Gog and Magog from Ezekiel 37, and then we have the millennial reign. Christ comes down with the temple, Ezekiel's temple, and then we start sacrificial system again. Before that time, Satan is put into the bottomless pit, chained there for 1,000 years. After we have a bunch of babies, and a bunch of children, and then fill up the nations once again, then we have Satan being released after 1,000 years, and he's going to deceive some of our children to taking war to the Messiah at the temple, and then we have the actual battle of Armageddon. So it's a backup that we'll be having children. You look at Isaiah 65 verses 20 and 23. Never again will there be an infant who lives but a few days, verses 20. Never again will there be an infant who lives but a few days. Number 23. They will not labor in vain, nor will they bear children doomed to misfortune. We'll be making babies in the world to come. More, we will be rewarded and disciplined as well. Disciplining Luke 12 verses 40, 47, and 48. You too must be ready, because the Son of Man will return in an hour you do not expect him. The servant who knows his master wills and does not get ready, does not do what his master wants, will be beaten with many blows. But the one who does not know and does things deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows. From everyone who is given much, much will be demanded. To the one entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Luke 12, 40, 47, 48. If you're looking for more tight, consistent preaching, teaching that doesn't take a long time, that gets right to the meat of the issue, please, Greatest is Reward, Morgan McGee, your YouTube channel, your source, my book, Prosperity versus Austerity Doctrine, Why Christians Fear, Hope, and Joy, and please feed my cryptos. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and God bless.